Hello, people, and welcome to follow the next OCFC match, the Online Carcassonne Finnish Championships. This is the week two, well, the start of week two. We had yesterday there was a first match of this current week between myself and Lapinkoski, and so the group standings are in Group A, so that yours truly is leading with 2 wins out of 2 matches. Then second place currently being held by Lapinkoski with 1 out of 2 wins. And then third and fourth, Maelstrom and Tappajahauki respectively. They still have a match to be played this week, and either one of them is going to get their their opening win, and potentially even going to be well, actually not even just potentially, but they will be actually um, overtaking Lapinkoski on the second spot because of the tiebreakers, because of the winner of this match getting to 3 game wins at least. So Lapinkoski will for sure need to win. Well, almost guaranteed, I guess. Has to win on week 3 if he is to have a chance at finishing in top 2. But today's matchup, of course, is in Group B between Begonia Maculata, so Laura Haikala, and the newly crowned Finnish live national champion Jani Kutilainen. And well, I would dare to say that they do actually both are in a situation where they are kind of forced to win today, because to be honest, I would say that arguably the favorite of the group is going to be Lauri Leppänen, who is currently holding the second position in the group, and Jonne Vornanen then at the moment on the first spot. So 2 wins is, I would say, a pretty safe accusation. A pretty safe to assume that you need 2 wins in order to be in the top 2 and to get yourself into the semi-finals. So there is not all that much room for mistakes this on this second week, especially for the third and fourth position players. Now, Begonia is a really new player to the scene, to the competitive scene. She just actually played her first competitive game, I believe, ever in the national championships in late July, and since then has shown interest in actually uh, in constant improvement, and has actively engaged in practice sessions, which is always great for myself to see. Jani, pretty much the same thing. He's also very new to the competitive scene, and actually might have also had his first touch on the competitive environment in the national championships, which just judging by the results, went pretty darn good for him. And of course, as the national champion, he will be the Finland representee in the World Championships. So, if there are foreign players who will be attending and maybe even playing in the World Championships this year, then you might want to do a little scouting on Yannis level. Not to try not to try and to make Yannis situation worse for the World Championships, but like now that he is participating in these online tournaments, then it's all all ways of trying to gain advantage over your opponent are in play, and that includes scouting your opponent online to get a grasp of their level. So we should be in a game very soon here, and we are. So as you can see, the elo level is not that high, but again, I shall remind you that these players are fairly well, almost brand new to the competitive scene, so it's only going to be uphill from here. So we have 4 points for Begonia, and we have Jani taking up a road in a more of a unusual fashion when comparing to the top when comparing to the top level meta, I would say, because usually the first thing that you want to do is to build up your features like really safely, which means that you're gonna start a loop instead and not allow your opponent to go here with like a straight road and have an easy attack on your only feature. But this is also fine. It's a little it's a bit more adventurous and a bit more um, a bit more adventurous, risky, and aggressive style. But it's of course kind of aimed at using all the little bits and pieces of road that are available on the board at that given moment, and it's so far working quite all right. So a curve for Yanni. I could be going over here, or I mean, this one would also be even better. Could even try to do something like this to try and harass the road. Maybe try and trap this city to a starting tile alongside with the road, but I mean, this one is more of an more of an advanced move. Now Yanni does go on the more advanced road in terms of the tile positioning, but his rotation is off a lot because this is by far. I mean, arguably, this is like one of the worst moves that you could do in his position, because this is just like sharing a a potential like max like 2 or 3 point road, whereas this starting a road yourself with an open road and harassing your opponent's road would like in itself already be much better, but you also had just a simple 2 point move over here anyways, uh, going for a continuation of your road and taking off a vulnerable, well, slightly vulnerable square, and also this one, which maybe would have been even the top move in that situation, was to go over here, point to the right, and eventually take advantage of this road end that Begonia has left with her triple city tile. Well, we could still actually go for. Uh, I mean, like this has a clear vision, sure. Actually, no, it's not that bad. I mean, I was gonna say that I would have liked to see this just indirectly try to finish your road and take full advantage of this road end, but this is also decent because I mean it does. It does start another road, which is not necessarily as great, but it also adds the point to the monastery, and it also does add a potential blocking platform onto this square right here, which could have easily been blocked into like a triple city with a road because there were only one remaining. So yeah, it's not the worst move you could do. But I think this block is a little insignificant to do, especially when you have your previous road still like live and doing well, and you could take advantage of the rodent that you really would like to take advantage of. Okay, extender for Yanni. Not really an obvious spot to place it to, but I guess the best would be over here, starting a city of your own and trying to do something to this square to make it more difficult for Begonia to to eventually connect to this city, or maybe in some cases you even get to block this square fully if it takes yellow a long time to find like any tile over here. And plus, like, I mean, going over here quite bad, going over here really bad, going over here would basically be a discard of the shielded tile. So like the only place where Yanni can actually take advantage of this take advantage of the shielded tile is over here, but this is not even close to taking advantage of the tile. This is like straight up giving 4 points to your opponent, and also you are not even removing the threat of Begonia eventually going into the city, because what can happen very easily actually is to have a triangle, another triangle, and even a third triangle, which yellow can do basically without almost any risk at all, and gonna be able to get like every single point over here, just as she was planning to do all along. Now we do have a fine move that Yanni could do. We Because Begonia does have the road and the monastery currently under a threat, and this is great. This is great. I think this is by far the top move that Yanni could do. Maybe in some cases you can even do with a meeple, but I'm totally fine without a meeple as well. Yanni with a double city cap here. Yep, looks fine. Yeah, sure. I mean, this is could be um, slightly difficult thing if Begonia just goes with a um, Dorito over here and just decides to block everything here. But it's still like kind of winning for Janikut in that sense, because like it's then essentially just like one blocked monastery for yellow, and both players would be stuck at 2 points likely. There's also a really risky way of Begonia finishing the city. Like it's understandable, like she wants to take the points for the 8 point city, but like in the process she does leave a very dangerous attacking spot for red, considering that there are still one two like three field Doritos remaining into this square. This is like the holy grail at this point for Yanni to try and come back into the game. Also, what a wonderful tile for Begonia, going over here and actually just leaving the city as it just leaving the city as it is. And pre-finishing the road and also pre-building a 6 point city. But I mean, these are like really advanced concepts of like pre-building a city in your favor, because very easily it might just look like that you are building just a city that your opponent could take, but like in reality, that is like not the case at all. Because like red, I don't think it's at all red's interest to go here, especially when there are only 2 starting tiles left in the deck. Now, if there were 3, then maybe red could take these 6 points. But even then, it's like you gotta really, really think, is it really worth it? But here, just taking back these 4 points, I mean, it's an okay move. The move is okay, but it's not like great, like fantastic. Like there were better stuff. Yanni now has to see, yeah, and he does indeed see this opportunity of attacking to the city. And remember that this opportunity was fully left by yellow there for red to eventually take. So and now if this comes backfiring, which it might very well do, even though there's still one divider as well in the deck. One is gone and one is still in the deck. And of course the 3 juicy field Doritos, which Johnny is looking for. Now, it might be really, really terrible thing to happen in yellow's position. Well, there's the first starting tile, and it's a really juicy one to be used for red uh, in a situation where he doesn't have any meeples. And oh my god, what a continuation! I mean, pre-builds his road, finishes the monastery, and immediately after gets to finish the second monastery, gets to finish the road, and even the extra 1 point for using the crossroad and doubling the points on those roads. Uh, nice stuff. And also, Yanni is now has reached up and over actually on the scoreboard. Begonia should probably be just trying to secure this city, as in not to try and let red have any possibilities to attack it or block it. And she does exactly that, though how many city caps are there? Because there seem to be a bunch gone already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, there are still 5 city caps, so that's all right. Also, this guy is actually trapped. There are all 3 daggers already used, so that's a bit unfortunate for Yanni, but he's doing just fine for himself. Because of this massive threat. Well, actually not that massive anymore, because as it happens to be, yellow has been able to already fish out 2 of the 3 remaining um, field Doritos, so only one of remains on this spot at this stage, and also the divider as well, which means that it could also be in favor of Yanni to just go here with the divider if he happens to get it, because I'm not sure if it is like really worth it to try and wait for the 50-50 if he happens to get the chance of immediately finishing the city and also dropping a nice juicy 9-point farmer. Ah, what I think. I mean, this certainly. I mean, this has to be a mess, right? Because like Begonia had the chance to block the city of Yanni here, like of course alongside with the monastery, but the monastery is like 50% blocked already because of this one starting tile only remaining in the deck, and that starting tile is drawn by Yanni, so which means that this monastery is blocked anyway along with this road. And had Begonia just gone over here and blocked red city as well, then at least red would have a blocked meeple along with the monastery instead of 0 blocked meeples, whereas yellow has 2 of them. And actually, Jani is at the moment in a really decent position, leading by 10 points on the scoreboard. Has almost negated the threat over here. Still could actually, of course, get like a divider. Well, like yellow could get the divider to separate, but also yellow has a spot for the divider here as well. Well, not anymore. So these are going to be essentially 10 points at the end of the game, because there might be a chance. Well, so 9 points at the moment, but there could be 10 if a curve goes over here, making the monastery 8 points, and that would be enough to catch up Jani on the scoreboard. But otherwise, I mean, this is still like unresolved. Now there is the extra city for Begonia, which has to be kind of taken, has to be finished for Begonia in order to have like a real fighting chance in this game, I believe. Because like it's very difficult to see Begonia winning by just focusing on shared features. Jani with a Rotorito, not much that he can actually do with it. I guess he can go over here and then try to block this shared feature, because there is nothing that red ever wants to put here. It's only it's only going to be favoring yellow because yellow currently does not have meeples and is looking to get the meeple back from here. It was also the final road triangle that was remaining in the deck, so now only one triangle remains, and that is the field triangle, and also of course still the divider remaining. There are still, of course, also some double city cap combos or triple city cap combo that will allow Begonia to get a meeple back. But first and foremost, this is the highest priority for yellow at well, like with every tile, to keep that city safe and really like disallow attacks coming to that city from red. Oh, there's also a meeple here, a farmer from red placed with the triple city, which is really odd, to be honest. I mean, it might have even been a misclick, to be honest, because like I don't see like why you would take the field instead of 3 points, especially when this guy has been blocked for so long. I mean, like the only possibility, like, oh, not maybe the only possibility, but the only like really worthwhile explanation to me, as to why red would be taking this, is that he was expecting the starting tile to be placed over here, or was expecting still this these daggers to come into red's hands. So could very well be just a miscounting of tiles, because I know that that is one of the main uh, flaws, I want to say, of Jani, that he has to really improve his tile counting, and that's what he has been working with, or that's what he has been trying to improve lately. But yeah, this was obviously, like from my perspective, this is a really bad move of taking this field instead of just the 2 points. So if this were to be made by a master level player, then I would definitely say that it was just a misclick. But so in the meanwhile, Begonia finally finishes her city, gets a nice 12 pointer. Now +5 on the scoreboard for Jani there, +6, -3, uh, equal, +1, equal, +1, +8 actually for Begonia. And now, like really all winning chances for Jani rely on getting this field Dorito. That's like the one and only like real pathway to victory for Jani, because it makes a city to both yellows and reds field, and it also gets a 6 point field, an additional 6 point field for Jani, and he also of course gets the also juicy city finished. And now that he's like what -11, -12, he's gonna need this because otherwise he just doesn't have the meeple capacity to really do anything meaningful. And I actually wouldn't even be surprised if yellow were to take one of the one of these fields very fast as anticipation of this field Dorito getting there and getting a meeple back that way, because her lead at the moment is, like I said, like 11 or 12 points. Getting a 6 point field puts her at like +18 points, and then like that's about the lead that like she kind of has to have if this is to come. Like of course, there's also the fact that if Begonia just draws the final field Dorito, then it's just an automatic win for yellow, and there it is. There it is, the final field Dorito, and with that, it is most certainly going to be a win for yellow in this game. It's a really, actually, like really unfortunate for Janikut that not only did he miss out on the 3 remaining field Doritos, but also on the divider. So his chances of getting at least one of those 4 tiles upon upon making the attack were like what 50 50 75 12 and a half, like 90%, more than 90%, which is wild. 15 25 12 and a half, yeah, they were like 93.75%, something like that, like with like basic maths, because I mean apparently there is a difference. Apparently those that math doesn't apply like the further you go into the division of two, but like with basic maths, I think you can get a rough estimate on like how likely just this was to happen. But it was like one in, I don't know, 15 games, 16 games or something like that, that you know statistically speaking, yellow gets all 4 of these tiles over here. But you know, if I'm honest, then this was not the only way to victory for red. Like red could have just taken like well these 2 points instead of the field, like saving up a meeple here, like for sure, and then be a bit more efficient with the roads over here, for example, in the beginning, and most likely do a lot of other stuff as well. But I think there was a lot of missed efficiency from red. which didn't end up paying in his favor. But now let's see if the reigning national champion will be able to climb up from this early hole, or will it be Begonia, who actually took down the bronze medal in the national championships this year, whether she'll be able to make it 2-0 or 2-1 to get the opening win for herself. Begonia asking to have a 5-minute pause. We'll see if Jani is able to, or if Jani is willing to do that. Should be perfectly reasonable request. Yep, okay, so we are gonna be having a short break, and we'll keep a strong eye on the a strong eye on Janikut's profile here to have to be able to dive into the second game as soon as possible. In the meanwhile, we can actually take a look at the rest of the profiles of these players. So Janikut at the moment actually less than 500 games on BGA, and with Carcassonne being the like real like sole reason that they are even in BGA, to which I can very much um, well agree with. I guess I mean it's basically the same for me. I just have like I don't know 300 Catan and also like 300 Seven Wonders games, but like when given all my game history, it's like basically all Carcassonne. And I'm not actually sure. For Begonia, it might be a little different. Let's have a look. Yeah, looks like she has tried. Well, certainly emphasis on tried a few different games. A couple hundred games of Ark Nova, but also I have a feeling that Carcassonne will become her most played game in a very short period of time. For now, less than 200 games, but she has played on like elsewhere before BGA, and that number is going to grow for sure. The longer that she has the will and power to keep on training. We can also, now that the break is going, we can have a little look-see at at the GG page to see like what is going on at the moment now that the Asian Cup is over. So I believe there is like almost nothing else but the online national championships for several different countries. Um, there was one for Belarus. There's I think this is Argentine, right? There's Croatia, Taiwan, Ukraine, Czechia, and also the Hungary. Oh, and also what Chile is actually starting very late with their online nationals. But let's have a look at the schedule. Okay, so it looks like it's gonna be just a simple single elimination bracket, or maybe the format hasn't been notified, or like maybe Sergey just hasn't been notified of the format. So that's very likely to actually change once all the players are in and uh, and we have some more information on that. But they do kind of have to be swift because the CCL qualifiers, what the online nationals are basically for, uh, those qualifiers are going to be starting at like in the early November. So when you start at the very late September, there's not all that much time to do the tournament if you are trying to divide it to like a longer period of time. Okay, second game. This time Jani as the starting player, of course. Um, Still does the same thing. So Jani has been able to get the early points. Begonia starts a city of his own, and Jani, much like the game before, goes for the extra greedy way with the road, and instead of making the loop, which I still think here would be like the better decision, even though this slightly does does harass the city and make it just a tad bit more difficult to eventually complete. It's like early blocking is like not that important, simply because there are all tiles in the deck still, so the chances of early blocking being eventually successful are not that high. Straight road for Begonia, and I know people who would actually even go here and place another meeple um, on the road, but personally I would never do that because I think that's like too just too bothersome to try and like go for an 8 point road with like three meeples on it, and when it can be restricted to so many crossroads from like all points. I think it just it's too it just feels like too bad of chances to pull off, and too much work to be done. Yannick keeps on trying to block, and also does very neatly utilize the two city principle. Well, actually, three city principle if we are being precise, which is great. I like to see that happening. And Begonia, we see her with actually a really great idea here. It's a pretty standard defense, as in with a road tile, but also being able to meeple a monastery as well. It's like a double purpose move with a lot of upside. Because like this square right here is now entirely impossible to block. And there are 5 city caps plus 5 road Doritos to go here. And also, in some cases, you get to finish the city with a dagger, and then you also get to place a farmer down on this field. And that field would be just like so juicy. Like 9 points, quickly expand over here for 12 points, maybe here for 15 points, 18 points. Like it has a lot of potential to become a really meaningful field. Yanni, with some city caps, could take city over here, maybe start a new one. Could take a city over here, or maybe even go here. No, I mean, this is the worst, arguably, out of those three options. Yeah, I kind of like this. Maybe even actually pointing upwards and me pulling it. Yeah, I do kind of like me pulling it because there are still like 4 city caps then afterwards to go there, and much like this square, this would also be unblockable, and then afterwards you can also drop a farmer on this on this field. So it has like pretty good upsides, right? But there are a lot of options here that you could choose from. You could also go here, maybe even just drop a farmer straight up, although I think it's not the strongest option. Yeah, this one, unfortunately, I think this one is as a city move. I think it's the worst that Yanni could have done. I think this has the least amount of upsides because now you just have like 3 different cities that you need or that you need like all city caps for. And why don't you even why do you not like finish this city which is like clearly more more restricted, like, and you also just used a city cap to try and go for the completion of the city. Like, I absolutely do not get this move, and it's yeah, I don't think it's a good move. I just don't. Um, because this one was unrestricted. You could use any city cap to finish this city and go onto the field afterwards. But like for this, you need specific tiles, and now it is like it has just turned into slightly more difficult to try and finish the city eventually. Also, given the fact that Yanni is at 1 meeple, then his only real way of getting meeples out at the moment is city caps. Well, I mean, I suppose also crossroads here, but it might be a little uncomfortable to go here with the monastery. Although I would still do it, also with the meeple on the monastery. Um, but okay, because I'm not sure like what you are missing out with like by not having a meeple, because you don't really need a meeple at the moment for anything. Maybe maybe for a new monastery, but like that when you already missed out on the points of the previous monastery, it doesn't even make sense to meeple a new monastery anymore. Maybe you want to take a couple of extra points with like triple cities with a road or with some other crossroads, but these, but actually no, because like with other crossroads, you really just have like this city crossroads here and the quad crossroad. I mean, yeah, you would only be actually like taking away the quad crossroad and the triple cities with a road from yourself as potential scoring tiles had you placed a meeple onto this monastery. So only 3 tiles, and that's not much. So I think you could have very well just went for the monastery meeple and be like extra aggressive. What city for Yanni? And now a decision: do you go over here and expand the city of Begonia even further, or do you go here and maybe try to prevent yellow from making any attacks with like, I don't know, let's say a road Dorito a or a divider. Actually, road Dorito doesn't make any sense for Begonia to be using over here because she will be able to take 4 points from here, which is like way higher priority, especially with only one meeple in hand. So yeah, this makes sense. Um, adding the quantity to yellow's city at the bottom, trying to make sure that it like never sees the light of day. This not a huge fan of this move actually by Begonia, simply because of this this small restriction move over here. And now if you continue your monasteries, then you're gonna have not such a great time with this newly found city. And now your meeples might be essentially frozen for a long time. And that's going to be really unfortunate time to be alive for Begonia. Yeah, looks like yellow is also like kind of banking on getting a city cap or getting this meeple out via some other route before doing anything with these monasteries. And I think that's a losing route to go because without meeples, she's going to be losing out on so many scoring possibilities. I think I like should just be able to potentially accept the loss of this meeple and try to go full on with the monastery completions. It's also like still not even possible to like fully block this meeple from just like by from just one side, because there are still triple cities, there is still a dagger, there is still a starting tile, there's still actually two city crossroads, so there are still plenty of tiles to go here. But I might be slightly worried as yellow that these monasteries might become stuck afterwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only two regular curves, and also the road monasteries have now been used up. Well, the starting tile does come, so at least there's that. Now yellow does have a meeple, but is still in a pretty bad position, or is she? I mean, so there's like plus 22 on the scoreboard for Yanni, plus 26, 27. These roads are equal here. Equal, probably soon to be equal. So 27 and then 20 plus 14 for red. Yeah, this is pretty gnarly for yellow. Given that she also has to now still see the efforts of maybe doing something to this city, because now this city can actually be fully blocked into a starting tile because there are no such tiles in the deck anymore. This is also a massive possible concession from yellow, and I think this is gonna be I mean, but is this? I mean, this is such a wonderful tile to so many places. Here to block to block both meeples, or just to get a meeple pack from here or from here. Oh, this is such a wonderful tile, but oh, I love it. I would have loved it, and I kind of still do, but I would have loved this move even more had Jani not gone with a um, meeple over here, because it was his last meeple, and he doesn't he can actually afford to leave some of these quick point spots for Begonia, because red is at the moment in the lead. Now, what I was about this, what I was saying about this dagger earlier, actually for Begonia, is that like, yeah, it's nice to have these 4 points, but like, you gotta like just suck it up and use this and like forego these 4 points for one turn and try to save your monasteries, because there were still like what 3 tiles to go there afterwards. Actually, 2 tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, one regular filled Dorito and also one divider, but like 2 tiles to save 2 meeples, or for the chance of saving 2 meeples, and to get an additional 4 or 6 points at the same time is like, I think, better, actually much better, especially in this situation, than just taking 4 points, because yellow is currently um, losing, and because she does need to have some extra meeples for perhaps for fighting for this field, or maybe for some other stuff like attacking a ruin, or to score quick not quick points, but to score like big points somehow. And just by having the meeple majority would be one option to do that. And this is also, oh god, this is so bad. This is a really really bad move. Like, why would you give back red a meeple and go for a 6 point road? Sorry, a 6 point road, when you could just take a 4 point road over here and not give back and not give a meeple back to red. Oh god, yeah, it doesn't really strike to me as a good move at all. Also, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 crossroads remaining to these squares. So actually, chances are that this meeple will get back into yellow's hand, but like, at what cost? Like, because there was like actually no need to give this meeple back to red. Like, it was just gonna be a way more comfortable position for yellow to keep red at 0 meeples, because like, red just couldn't do anything. He was just laying down tiles to places that he can't get any points from. So, but okay, so there's the full block now for this meeple, because there was still one dagger remaining. And Jani simply discards the straight road. Well, actually, no, it's not quite a discard. It is restricting the city cap, so it does take away a few tiles from Begonia that she was going to be able to make quick points with. So there is indeed actually an idea behind this move, other than just potentially discarding or getting rid of a straight road. 4 points for the scoreboard of Jani, and also starting a new city at this point, which I'm not sure if that is necessary. I don't think it is. I don't think it is actually. I think it would have been better for Jani to save this meeple in his hand and like to maybe attack a ruin, or maybe prepare an attack on this field if it is needed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Still two connection tiles actually in the deck. And actually, if I am Begonia, then I would just go for this and hope to get a city cap very soon, or maybe go for this and hope to get one of the two connection tiles and then get also a meeple back really fast from this road. It's also a chance, potentially, that Begonia just goes over here without um, without a meeple, simply because her situation at the moment is like dire enough so that she has to start risking like kind of big time. Let's actually see the scores now. So plus 20 for Yanni. There is plus 24, 25, 23, 24, 16, and plus 9. Actually, well, plus 9 for Yanni. So the situation isn't actually as bad as I thought for Begonia, but these quick point tiles are really not helping the chances of Begonia here, because she's trying to create an attacking spot to the field, and she might be successful. She might also actually get a meeple into the field, and probably actually now has to try and make that happen, and then also get a meeple back from here. But the fact that Yanni is still scoring with the city caps, maybe even drops a farmer down, though I don't think it's gonna be that good. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And actually, it wouldn't even be so bad because there is still a straight road here, and of course the the vacant city cap, and which would likely mean that this field would be at least the 6 points, which is pretty much the size of any field that you have now on the field on the board available anyways. Okay, doesn't drop the meeple anywhere, which is I mean that's fine. That's fine. Begonia takes the 4 points and now is gonna be, I believe, at minus 4 points. Sorry, minus 4, minus 9 points. Yanni, what a wonderful tile for him actually, going over here and going to be able to first of all block this field connection and take a ruin. And this is like a wonderful tile, a wonderful tile for Yanni, because it just straight up 5 points. It's going to put him at like plus 14, and with that kind of a lead, it doesn't even matter if Begonia is going to be able to somehow, some way get to the main field, because the field is just not going to be enough. Because Yanni will most likely just take a 6 point field and maybe another 6 point field, and even then the 15 point field will just not be enough because Yanni's lead will be like 30 points. Well, not quite 30 points, but that is unnecessary. That is so unnecessary, and that could actually open up a chance for Begonia to win this game. But the connection tile, of course, does come um, immediately after, so this somehow pays off. Um, I mean, okay, there were two connection tiles, so the chances were actually like kind of well at least okay, to get the connection, but like it's just like not needed. Like it's just like so not needed. Like you could just go and do stuff without a risk of a 1 pointer meeple being left at the end of the game at the bottom of the board. Just go for a 5 pointer here and like live your life, because like this is so much extra, and this is this is totally a way to throw games um, like if you just get like mildly unlucky, and then you instead of using your like full scoring tiles for scoring points, then you just use them for stuff like this, and then there are potential tile runouts where you just get like screwed over, and then you'll be just kicking yourself into the butt, as to why you would make horrendous such a horrendous mistake when you just had the win in your hands. But it seems like Jani is going to be able to get a win no matter what here. Plus 4, plus 13, sorry. 17, 18, 12, 5, minus 3, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, plus 11. So, yeah, I mean, as long as Jani just takes a 6-point field, or even just, scores quick points, I think it's like 100% win, no matter what tiles Begonia would be getting. Even if Begonia were to get like, I don't know, a straight road and a curve to get an 18-point field, and then Jani is still going to be able to get this 6-point field with like any tile in the deck, then that would be enough for Jani. So as long as Jani doesn't make a unholy blunder at this stage with his 2 final tiles, or actually lose by time, because he has very little time at the end of this turn. It's like 5 seconds right now, but he's gonna get back 40 because this is, of course, accumulative time. This is played with a slow time format, so every turn players get plus 35 seconds onto their clocks. But he's gotta make sure that he does not lose on time, because that is the worst way to go when you are winning. And like the only thing that janikut needs to realize is that he just needs to spend his meeple. Just spend your meeple anywhere, anywhere. It doesn't matter where you go, anywhere. Just do something and you will win this game, because this is not threatening to take the main field. It does get a 9-point field, but like it's not enough. So as long as janikut doesn't lose on time, then he will be equalizing the match to 1-1. Looks like Jani does indeed have time to hallucinate, and he tried to take the field, but now notices that there already is a meeple on it, so has to just take a 2-point road. So still hallucination there. Wait, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, plus place a meeple. Jesus Christ, 1 second on the clock. Bro, Yannick could got like, I mean he wasn't following the map. Like, he was not following the map at all. In the end there, like he was this close of losing of losing 100-0 game. Like, at this point, of course, the best move is to I think just go over here at 1-point your road and take a 5-point city, or a 5-point ruin. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the best move. But like, it doesn't matter. Like, as long as Janikut just spends the tile and ends his turn without even scoring anything, he's winning. But like, 1 second, like, that's so unnecessary drama. So unnecessary. So unnecessary. And this has to be something that Janikut will have to improve on. Like he has to um, improve his board vision and also just make sure that he does something and not lose by time. Right. Okay. A 5 minute break uh, until before we start the final game. Whew. Okay. Well, what can you say? I mean, this is pretty much what I would be honestly like expecting from newer comp scene players because like they don't know as much of the like finest intricacies or anything, but um, they have like clear mistakes that they do, and then they have these moments of like realization and moments of light where where they are just making the best moves, even if they were not like obvious ones. So like it's like a really um, it's like really high variance like games essentially because you can like you can really see like anything going down. Well, at least we got like certainly an interesting uh, game, but I would still highly encourage players not to go down to 1 second just because of creating like an illusion that you might be losing by time. Um, maybe to scare your opponent or maybe to achieve something else, maybe to scare yourself because I would be scared the hell out of myself if I were to do that. um, of course I, given my experience of having lost on time um, in some um, important comp games, but I do try to like avoid those type of situations. I like the most precious thing of improvement for me at the moment is indeed time controlling. I like time management, not time control, but time management, especially in live games. Because like online, I like very rarely go like on extra time, especially in comp games. But on in live games, it's like I should have at least like 5 more minutes. I don't know, or maybe like 1 or 2 minutes for me to like be be like comfortable at the end game because I just spend way too much time. Let it be reminded that due to the ranking systems of for CCL, the coefficients and Finland at the moment is well after the Asian Cup now, Finland is 23rd, which basically means that Finland is going to be getting one direct ticket to the main stage by being in the top 32 countries in the association coefficient, and also the a one qualification ticket. So of course the winner of the OCFC will get the main stage place, and the second place will get the qualification place. I personally have the option to also try and qualify myself from the uh, from the BGA top 8 qualifier, but we'll see how the tournament goes, and I'm gonna decide afterwards of what I'm going to do myself, if even having a choice other than the top elo. Okay, decider. Uh, First city points taken by janikut, and we have a road monastery for Begonia. Also a city cap for Begonia, trying to also uh, efficiently trying to also efficiently build her city. There's a very clear field meeple spot because of 3 points and 1, 2, 3 city caps. So this is also already, I think, a missed value there for Begonia of not dropping a farmer. Like it's not just like a set amount of points on the field, but you have to assess the field um, like future development of the field as well as the points on it. So even though this doesn't have like 6 or 9 points, it's still very much worth taking because of the sheer future potential of this field. Okay, Jani also not afraid of taking the field uh, with the small sacrifice of using a city cap to restrict the city of Begonia, but also making a city a one more city onto the field. And now Jani should be going over here, taking back his meeple and making a blocking spot onto the newly found city of yellow, to which yellow does not really get a salvation to. And actually, it's not the most comfortable monastery to place. You can't really go here because then you have too much pressure on the square. Here, kind of bad as well. Yeah, I think this is the best spot. Starting a new monastery here. Also, being able to further then continue your road and the monastery at the same time. So kind of a double purpose from there. Unfortunately, now it does cause well the unableness of not being able to save the city will cause it to get blocked, and Begonia will lose that city. But it does still have some chance of getting expanded into a proper ruin. But it is still going to be also easily prevented. Even with this tile, like Yanni could just go over here and prevent many of the expansion tiles to the ruin. But I think a better one would be just to go over here. With a meeple onto the road is good. But even without a meeple is like okay. With a meeple it's a bit better, just because Red at the moment doesn't have features of his own. So it's kind of important to have at least one feature at this stage, because you want to have features at the early stage of the game. This one, I'm not so sure if I like this. I mean, I guess I'm actually kind of do, because like it is kind of breaking the road of Begonia, like kinda. Now this one I don't really fancy that much. Or do I? Maybe this is actually not that bad. Even though there was still a divider in the deck, I mean, it's still only a concession of 1 point, right? And the alternative was to simply go over here, adding actually 3 points to yellow. So, yeah, I'm not sure which one was better actually. I think I would have still preferred this, just because I kind of do um, want to cause as much trouble for my opponent's meeples as possible, and usually the quantity is going to cause like really like general annoyance in the opponent's position, because they are just so like time taking and annoying type of cities to then try and finish at any point, because they require like really specific tiles and specific tile combos to like efficiently and freely build up. Uh, what was this? I have no idea. I mean, I guess I do have I guess I do have an idea, but like I don't think it's a good idea. Um, so like the idea of this is to be able to get a like some room for expansion in the future, so that you can get a triple city with a field over here and uh, expand downwards, and maybe even then get a triangle, maybe even suck this now shared ruin into the blocked one. But like you are using a valuable city cap, which could be used to other things, maybe going over here, starting a new city, maybe even here and just blocking the connection to the road, or maybe for something else, like entirely. Yari with a road monastery, and actually has a decent chance of going over here, I want to say, and expanding the field, because it does look like it's gonna start to need an expansion. And this isn't really cutting it. Yeah, I really do think this was gonna be the best decision, because you gotta like justify this second this second field this second field meeple, and you can't really do that if your field is less than like 15 points or 12 points at least, and even 12 points is like not enough. But well, it might be if you get some additional blocks going on, which is exactly what this straight road is trying to do, because there are no more daggers in the deck. So it was going to be it was going to be potentially a full block on the city if there were a curve to go over here and thus block the city entirely. Now we can of course still go for the blocks. We can go over here and then try to get a straight road, for example, over here and to block the square. Or we can also, I guess, take this. No, no, actually, it's not pretty. It's not that good, because then we might get just blocked over here ourselves. Yeah, I don't like this, because it just has like too much risk for too little of a reward. I mean, it does also um, block further down this road, but like we could do that blocking with other tiles as well, right? Also, Begonia is also trying to make further blocking, though this city isn't actually fully blockable now from any direction with like one direction block. So you can't block it to a triple city with a road or to a starting tile or even to a dagger because all of those still exist in the deck. So nothing really works here, and this might actually be like more harmful than it is good because Yanni could also, on top of finishing the city, also get a nice 4-point road going. In the worst case scenario, Yanni draws a uh, a city crossroad and finishes the city and also finishes the road straight up. And this is a terrible a terrible move. It's straight up a terrible move because it blocks the entire field, like or let's say the little amount of expansion room that it had available. Like it takes even this potential small expansion area away from the field, and now you just have a 9-point field with 2 meeples on it and with no room to expand at all. Like you have to like you would have to have like very specific tiles to even try to make any sort of expansion. Like you would have to go with the starting tile yourself over here, then maybe a curve, and then try to get some room that way, or you have to get like a road plus city tile over here and then try to get another road tile here to cause or to get any further green squares. But that's so inefficient that like essentially this field will never now be continued with any tile. Well, actually, no, that's not entirely true. See, there is one thing that can be done, and that is if Yanni gets himself the divider, because then he can go over here and get a 6-point move going and an extra green square. And he also takes a really not good approach. I want to say not good approach. He restricted his city um, from actually 5 completion tiles down to 3. So like he took away the daggers from himself and also allowed a full block from yellow to get into the square and to block the city entirely. And there it is. There's the full block and there is the consequences of your actions. And yeah, this is pretty terrible for Janikut, to be honest. He's -1, -2, -3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 16, 19, 10, 8, 7. So like Janikut is -7 and doesn't actually have almost anywhere at all to score. And now he has to resort into like at least minor um, risks of using his final meeple and trying to score that way. And I mean, he does that. He does get an 8-point city going. Also does need to take care of this spot right here because of the possible extender. Sorry, not an extender, but a possible divider. which could go into this spot. And Begonia does have, well, two choices. Could go either over here or just take 3 points over here. And I do kind of prefer taking the 3 points a lot. Yeah, I definitely do prefer taking the 3 points, because if you go here, then your city could get actually blocked very swiftly to a dagger from either direction. And the 3 points is indeed what Laura decides to take. Janikut with a triple city could be going over here, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But there are still 2 triple cities. Like, it's not the ideal tile to go here. Like, the ideal would be, I guess, I mean, yeah, I guess just a straight road, or like really any road tile that prevents the threat of a divider going into the square. Whereas now it seems like Janikut is merely trying to like finish a shared city just to get some extra, like couple extra points. And with no daggers, it's not even that great to be going here with a, I guess, with a city crossroad, because then you don't allow yourself to possibly take these 6 points with like a starting tile and a city walls curve here and expand from here. Also, Janikut paying no attention, absolutely no attention to this massive threat here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there are still like legitimately several tiles to go here. And Begonia is probably gonna use this here. Is he? Is she? Maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, 3 more Doritos plus the divider. So actually, maybe, what if we just take the 3 points here as Begonia? Because like the thing is, if your opponent does not bother blocking with either tile, then maybe we should keep this as it is and just take points elsewhere. How many city caps do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 city caps, from which city caps with field we have like less than 4. We have to have less than 4 because we have no daggers at all. We have the one divider. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have no vanillas. We have no tube dividers. So we have one city cap with the field. So had we gone over here, we would have actually made the chances of completion of completing this city so much worse than they now are. And you see, Janikot is like fully going for the completion of this road and the monastery just to get a meeple back, but he's still neglecting this entire city here. Well, now finally he does something about it, but it is now. Oh, come on! Oh, come on! Like, why not save this? 1, 2, 3, 4. With still. I mean, I guess you don't save it if you don't have to save it. Man, what a. Wow. I mean, what a sequence, though. First going here for ultimate glory and for 6 points, and then getting even the better of the 2 tiles that fits here. the other being the field Dorito. But now you get two cities onto your field, and on the next turn you can also take the 9-point field. But only, I mean, in all honesty, um, Yanni should be taking this field, and I guess have faith that that he's gonna get this either this road or this monastery back immediately after. Although now, at this stage, I think like all hope is kind of lost. Oh God, yeah, this is this is terrible stuff for Janikut. I mean, why do you even bother like going on to this 12-point field if you can just take a 9-point field like with ease? And now this is also a 12-point field. Like these 3 points, they are not gonna matter if you get blocked. Like Yanni is making a decision here that he's trying to go for the 12-point field with risk instead of taking a 9-point field without risk. Um, Also, Yanni could have attacked this 12-point field or this 15-point field from here, right? By taking a 6-point field and then unifying here or here with the same tiles, by the way. So a lot of mistakes and and moments of neglect from the national champ. A lot of moments. And I mean I gotta say that this is gonna be a very deserved win for Begonia for sure, given the level of play here, and it has been by far a lot better from Yellow's part. The final curve taking down, actually taking away 3 points from Yellow, and actually now going over here does not even bring you any does not even bring Yellow any points because she already gets all the points from these 4 cities. And so if you do the net calculation, it's now 12 to it's now 12 points for both, plus 15 for Yellow, so 12 to 27. Versus if you go here, it's 15 to 0. So in both cases, it's plus 15 for Yellow, which in this case, Begonia rightfully so notices that just adding simply a 1 point to the ruin is a better option. And there is also a sigh of relief that can be heard from a mile away from Laura Haikala as she takes the first match point of the tournament and is gonna be in well strongly in the mix of going for the top 2 spots of going for the top 2 spots in the group. And let's actually take a little look-see at the group standings as they now are. So Begonia will be moving to hold up. To 3-3 with 1 game win, which is gonna place her actually still as third. But this first match win is still essential for for a chance to be in the top two after the final group stage week. Because there will also be this week, of course, a match between Nopasaki and Larbattori, and that's going to happen. I believe it was on Thursday at 1600. Yes, so 1600 UTC. That's going to happen. The second match of the group, and after which there will be one player at 2 wins, one player at 2 wins, two players at 1 win, and janikut at the bottom of the group with 0 wins. And also there's a case to be made that potentially if Nopasaki actually loses against Larbattori, then the third week match is going to be between Nopasaki and Begonia, and that's going to be then potentially um, also potentially and essentially a a match for the top two spot, because like whoever is going to win that match and get the 2 match wins, then they will be taking down um, one of the semi-final spots, and versus the other who is going to be out of the tournament. But that's only a possibility. There could also be other outcomes. We'll have to wait and see. Next stream. Actually, unfortunately I don't think I will be able to stream um, the match on Thursday, because I have some um, thesis stuff that I have to do for my studies. But um, if there is gonna be a weekend match between, I guess um, between my Milestream and Tappajahauki, then I will be streaming that and up next. Let's see if that actually has been agreed on. Not yet, but I think that will be the next stream in the works, and I will of course put out an AA stream announcement when I know the details of the match, or the time table of the match. That's gonna be where we will wrap up the stream. Thank you all for watching, and thank you all for sticking all the way until the end. And if you do enjoy this type of Carcassonne content, then there is an easy way to support the channel by subscribing or by simply liking the stream. I'll be seeing you hopefully again this week, at the end of the week, with another OCFC match at potentially at Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Bye for now.